This was definitely the oldest song on the record. I want to say it was written in 2019, maybe early 2020. And it had a couple different choruses. It went through some different iterations and stuff. It was originally written more in like a folky kind of style, which is, it could not be further from now. Here we go, baby. Track one. You know, the first thing that I'm thinking about opening up this session again is like what instant gratification it was laying down this intro. Because the whole thing wasn't done in order, the whole record, but this track was the first thing. And I knew that there was gonna have to be some kind of anchor, a spark at the beginning there that made it feel like this project was gonna be worth sticking out. This synth line was so much fun and really ended up kind of serving as a sonic base for the entire rest of the project. But I mean, and that was day one. I mean, probably one of the very first tracks that came out of the record. And it was so straightforward from there of laying down the electrics and kind of the call and response that was going on. Taking a look at the drums. So you got the kind of real kit feel, but it's obviously blended in with that kind of like really aggressive gated snare thing that's going on, which is sampled in with the more live type snare. And kind of throughout the song you have these kind of like percussive hits, if I throw these in as well, that are blended in. And again, that was another thing that was very present throughout the album, that extra percussion that, again, it started here and kind of served as a template for the sound of what the record was going to be. That kind of stuff. Backtracking into the intro there, I mean, all this is going on within the intro. All that kind of stuff, some of it's like synthesized and some of it's, you know, actual real world engines and stuff that got recorded. But yeah, it's just all the grit and the textures that were such a big piece of the record came together on this one first. If you take that drum sound and kind of drop it in with this moog here that's going on. And this is just kind of the backbone of the song. I mean, there's a couple breakdown sections where it drops out, but it's really, that's really carrying most of the track. And even that right there was just instantly inspiring enough that everything else was really being like built around that rhythmic structure. Coming out of that verse there, the way these acoustics open up was probably one of my favorite parts to actually lay down. And that's just one, super simple, and that's actually blended in a little lower than this other track, which is this other track is basically 4 or 5 acoustics layered, all being played in different tunings and stuff. It's just ran through a ton of effects and modulation and that kind of thing, but it just super washed out and fun. Especially if we back it up one more time and kind of drop in this synth lead and then the other kind of more traditional stereo acoustic that's going. And then that kind of falls down into that first breakdown section, this really cool perk part. And then you drop in the 808 with that. And then throw in the punch of the live kit, and then you really have the bones of that breakdown section there. this gang stack that's going on, another thing that was a lot of fun.
Why?
If you can't stand the space between us, let me off that line, and I won't beg to hear your reason.
I mean, probably 30, 40 vocals in that stack. And that bridge was a lot of fun just in terms of guitar work. Yeah, that main riff over here. Panned off to the left, that kind of tapping riff that's going on. That tapping riff was a lot of fun to get down. I think it was just done on a Les Paul. That was something that lived in my phone for, I want to say 6 or 7 years, just as an idea, you know, like you get a new pedal, you're messing around, trying something out. And there was a video on my phone of me messing around with something very, very similar to that. And I never really found a home for it. And this bridge really ended up being the place that it was gonna just kind of sit and live long term, which was super cool. There's a lot of things like that all over this record. Just little bits and riffs and ideas that I might have had and couldn't find a place for over the years.